Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back here to the bright lights and Saturday nights here of Newcastle upon Tyne. I decided I wanted to actually start this just coming into Monument anyway, because, well, to sort of keep up the pretense that I'm going to try and do things a little bit differently. And speaking of doing things differently, I possibly had the idea of making the long walk all the way down to Oosburn to actually start this. Because I know where like parking's really good, a little bit east of the city, not so much getting into Biker, but sort of in that direction. Although we may be able to have a little bit of luck, maybe beginning somewhere tomorrow, because interesting news is that I do plan on being out tomorrow morning, which may or may not be a good idea because it's Derby Day tomorrow. Although I must admit I do actually have a good pretext for coming into town anyway, because I desperately need a new belt for work purposes and stuff like that. And some point next month I need to get myself a new pair of smart shoes, because the ones I've got right now have lasted for about 7 years on and off, mostly on my feet, and I think it's about time that they got a nice change. So, but whilst things do change, things do stay the same around here. So let's start off by taking you guys a look around Grey Street. As you do. Oh yeah.
Come and say Uncle Jimmy.
So yeah, there it is, the bright lights of Grey Street. And thankfully we're sort of in that part of the year where I don't even need to like wear a hoodie underneath my jacket, because it's just about warm enough. And let's now make the short walk down to Big Market. As usual, and I don't know if it's just the routine of things, you don't really know what's gonna happen here. And look at that, guys. All we need is one more and there'll be it's more of a slipper really. Yeah, it's slippers aren't really formal dress code for where I'm going, but oh well. Hope somebody how do you just like lose a slipper you don't even notice? Oh well, anyway, let's keep it rolling. Oh, and actually, I'll tell you what. I'll give you guys a little bit of interesting news to start things off, as well as that. Just as I was coming through like Savile Drive or Row, there was already action, because police were. I think what had happened is that a woman had been spiked in some way, because she was unconscious and her friend was like standing beside her, and 2 female police officers and a third who was undercover. They basically just were out to get her away and safely into the just to see what happened, because I don't think she was like having a knocked out, but then again she had definitely been assaulted in some way. So yeah, that's just what happens before the camera even goes on. What on earth is going to happen tonight? Well, we'll find out. We'll take notice that for whatever reason it does seem a little bit busier tonight than it has done before, and I can't even really work out why that is. I don't know if it's just, I don't know, it's cause for celebration. I don't know if it's just the weather getting better, but it certainly does seem busier than before. But don't worry, Big Market awaits. Let's go. So yeah, Big Market awaits, and let's see what happens. Maybe that fellow with the accordion might be down there, who knows.
Why is he following around with the camera?
You see, she may laugh, or she'll but then again, I suppose she isn't seeing. So there we go. So yeah, especially on like the corner here, does seem to be picking up quite nicely. It is well, it is Saturday night after all, so I can't really I can't see why not. And well, we're here, and in typical Saturday night fashion, Suddenly, well, that's big market, all right. About as big and as markety as ever. So how do well, there it is, all right. I don't know why it's this place more than any other I keep coming back to, but it's only there regardless. So let's give it a whirl, shall we? Pop World seems to be packing up quite nicely. Actually, to be honest, I've been here for about 10 seconds. I'm beginning to see it's sort of maybe not as busy as I first thought. However, oh well, it is how it is, and it usually doesn't take too long before action does pick up somewhere. And yeah, all things considered, it's fairly plain sailing, and more often than not, it doesn't usually take too long before usually some people come up, and well, it depends how it is. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Now, whilst we are here, let's you and I have a little bit of a chat, shall we, man to man. So I had thought about the idea of like condensing like my videos to about maybe 40 minutes, possibly 30, stuff like that. Kind of like what you see some of the others do. The reason why I'm sort of, for now, going to stick to the like doing 2 hours, hour and a half, it's down to the fact that I kind of like to give people the full experience. And sometimes the full experience means that sometimes things don't happen, because in any ordinary big city, even on a Saturday night, sometimes you get prolonged periods of time where things just sort of don't happen. However, when things don't happen, it's usually offset by when things do happen. And of course, as we all know, when things do happen, they seem to happen very quickly. But I had also pondered the idea of literally just doing an entire night's worth of videoing whereby the camera facing the other way, because I kind of try my best to put on a tough face and say that, you know what, if people don't like it, they can jog on, and therefore that's just how it is. But you shouldn't, you know, take these sorts of things too personally. I explain the score, I explain legally the score, and guess what? If they still don't like that, then guess what? I suggest they do something about it. But nowhere does this come even truer than what happened last week, when the woman, for no reason, just sort of like put a hand on my camera, tried to like scratch it out of my hands, and hello guys. You want to get on, brothers? Hi, how you doing? It's just doing nightlife in the northeast, and that's how it is. Going well? Oh, nice. Anyway, enjoy his night anyway. Cheers. More Irish. I'm assuming St. Patrick's Day must go on for a whole week. Maybe throughout the whole of March, who knows. Anyway, nice guys anyway. So, whilst all this is continuing and all this is... enjoy your night, ladies. That's better. Surprisingly, it's only like after St. Patrick's Day is all of a sudden I see a lot of the Irish wearing the greens and the browns and the whites and stuff like that. Kind of bizarre that it's taken as long as this to start bringing it out, but oh well, what can you do? I'm not the boss of them, they can do as they wish. Auntie, the guy literally went in front of us and he immediately like ducked underneath. I don't know why, I don't know what his gaff was. And, hey, Luke. Oh, I know, I haven't seen him in donkey's years, and he just sort of passed on by. Oh well. At least I think it was who it was. Anyway, so besides all that, and yeah, as I was saying before, some guy just sort of like tried to duck onto my camera. It wasn't even facing his way. I don't know what he did that for. Oh well, what can I say? Some people are just deeply paranoid. It's probably all the cannabis, and maybe that explains the violence. Who knows? I don't exactly have the answer for that, but what I do know is that you get used to these sorts of things going about. Another thing you actually kind of get used to that I really can't understand is when like so many people like wear sashes and all that, declaring their birthday as though it's the big look at me, everybody needs to look at me. It's a tad played up and stuff like that, and I'm not 100% sure who manufactures these or whether or not it's worth spending 10 quid on not something you're probably gonna ever get once. Like, hi, that's me. But yeah, like I said, some people are keen with that, and other people's not. Don't, the camera's not even on your brother. It's, so, anyway, have a good night. Anyway. Oh well. So. And again, I don't know why people like immediately thought to like duck out the way. You know? All right, guys.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah. Do you want to get on, brother?
Huh?
Do you want to get on?
What for?
Oh, just the camera's the other way around, so they couldn't see your dashing face.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. There we go. See, there you are. There you are.
Nirvana, #1 Nirvana fan.
Nice. Thanks very much.
What's your favourite Nirvana song?
Never mind. I like. What's the one he did with? No, don't quiz me on this. There was something about coming home and committing suicide. There was like one song of that. It's not on Nevermind, but oh, it's been a bit of a while anyway.
I've put your whole album down. You didn't expect that question, did you?
Well, sometimes you don't, but
you know what my favourite Nirvana song is?
Go ahead, brother.
I don't know the name. I don't know the name, but it's you know what I mean? What's it called?
Never mind, eh?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's my mum's favourite song in the whole world, so that's my favourite song.
Nice, good. That's good taste in that. Tell her she has good taste. I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
My mum has unbelievable taste in music.
Oh, really?
Rock and roll. She loves rock and roll.
She want to get on and all that. Give me a few things to listen to as this all goes out.
Tracy, you love rock and roll.
Indeed. Anyway, have a nice night, brother. Hope it all goes well.
You as well.
See you around. I'll be stickier. Oh, not again. Oh, it's an old flame again. Tara, how are you doing?
Hi.
How are you doing? This is.
No better. I was like, oh, not my friend James. Oh, James, not again. I was like, oh, not my friend James is here. James, we went on a 3-mile walk.
Really?
We walked from Falling Ends to Gosforth.
Really? What did you do that for?
Just for a laugh.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had some drinks. No, this is James. I was James' boss.
I've already been on TikTok now.
I was James' boss, and then we had like a sordid affair.
What's your favourite?
And then he had to leave.
What's your favourite Nirvana song? Quick question. Nirvana.
I'll let this go on, but that's a bit of a mission. That is anyway.
Right, anyways, James.
Go ahead.
So I was like, oh no, I might see my friend James, and then here you are.
Oh, is it that funny how that all works out, eh?
It is, right, okay.
Anyway, I hope you walk.
Yeah, that's why I'm dressed like this, because I've been on a walk.
Oh,
like,
right,
I wouldn't come to town dressed like this.
Dead cash.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Anyway, enjoy your night anyway. Hope to see you again next week anyway. Oh, isn't that just, that's just nuts, that isn't it, how that happens. We're going to talk about Nirvana, see my old friends and stuff like that. See a mate I haven't spoken to for years. This night is it's a good start to the night, and guess what? I certainly hope it keeps going again. Oh dear, bunch of cowboys, a lot of them. Mind you, that was a bit of a new one. Somebody asking me for a selfie. That's do I feel like I'm a part of the club again? There's a part of me feels like that I should, and yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe I am a part of the club. Certainly better the club out here than anything that goes on inside and stuff like that. Ah well. Which what I will say, and I don't know if this is just how it is, but it would be interesting to see what happens tomorrow morning when we head out dead early in the morning and stuff like that. Because I think there's going to be even more people knocking about, you know, owing to match days and stuff like that. But, well, I suppose it's where you go and stuff like that, and I know, again, of the bitter rivalries historically with Newcastle and Sunderland. However, because we are very, very close to each other in the table, just on points, to see exactly what happens will be an interesting day in itself. Because I'm not staying in town too long. I'm only going to stay for about maybe 2.5 hours at the absolute maximum. But however these sorts of things happen, they'll happen. So let's take a look around, shall we? Let's explore. Let's have an explore, shall we? Again, it's a shame that these things I have to absolutely invest in getting like something for me chest, or possibly just a second battery, or something with just even longer battery life. Or I have to be rather frugalist with my the way I record stuff, because sometimes again there is an inherent unpredictability to stuff like this. Like for example, take us walking down the street here. Seems fairly straightforward. You sort of wonder what exactly can happen. Nothing on the face of it, but you never know. Anything and everything can happen down here. But I'll catch up guys in a second. See, as I mentioned again, we're literally on the corner of, well, just beside the Mile Castle. And once again, because it is a little bit busier down here, which should be, you know, where the junction, stuff like that. Of course, you know, they say, you know, you keep on your guard and you don't give people dirty looks, which for some reason is a rule exclusive to the city, and I don't really know why. But you never know, all sorts of shenanigans go about in this fine city, and more often than not, because the camera is mostly on me, people immediately get suspicious and they start gathering around. But as I mentioned previously, guys, and I will continue to mention heads further, if a lawyer couldn't even try and get the drop on me about when it comes to aspects of the law, when it comes to this sort of stuff, what hope does everyone else? Because evening. So anyway, it is how it is. So let's keep it going. And we come across one of our favourite guys, by the way, as we're coming up to Central. And let me go. Well, there he is, all right. Never really with too much to say. It's a little bit, well, it's a little bit stuck in place.
It's a structure. It's a structure.
I hope. Well, certainly better. I've had better conversations with statues, to be fair. And wait until we get on to you know, real people and stuff like that. Anyway, let's moving on. I mean, to be fair, what did my guy have to do to get stuck up like that? And again, it is curiously very busy down here, and I can't really work out. Hello. I can't really say whether or not Sunderland fans have all come up from like the 10-minute metro journey from Central Station, just from Sunderland, just to get here, because, well, I say that, but the metro doesn't really cover. It goes from airport all the way to South Hilton is the furthest it goes on the line, and South Hilton isn't even, you don't even break away. I don't exactly know where geographically it is in Sunderland, but it doesn't kind of cover all of it, if that makes sense. Still, it's probably a more cost-effective and reliable option anyway. So I can't really blame them for that. Anyway, let's keep it rolling. I love getting these nighttime shots, by the way. These are fantastic because you can't really do, or outdo, I should say, the geography of places like this. They truly are sights to behold.
Yeah, Martin is like that. So it's his favourite.
Anyway, down the street, jolly on we go, and oh, and who's done that? Oh, somebody stuck a hat on him. Oh well, here's how it is. Moving on. Don't know what my guy did to offend anybody, but oh, there's hats on two of them. Okay, that's a very curious chain of events. And speaking of chain of events, we're heading past Revolutions, sort of down Soho Rooms, and then we'll come back up Big Market, and we'll just we'll see where the night takes us. Probably all over the joint as far as things go. I mean, to be fair, I've seen an old mate from school. I've seen somebody I used to work alongside. Who knows what we're going to be getting up with more tonight. So let's keep the party going. Anyway, across the street we can, and hello. Have a nice night, brother. You want to get on, sister?
Get on what?
Yeah, just get on the camera. You know what I mean?
We got the camera.
Just hello.
Hi.
How's your night going?
Fabulous, thank you.
Is this your better half?
No. My other half, I don't know where it is.
Oh, right.
It's somewhere.
I'm his better half's best friend.
Oh, nice.
We fight all the time.
Oh, nice. Hey, well, if you're not fighting, you're not really friends, are you? Enjoy your friends. And hi, brother. How are you doing?
I was on your show.
Oh, really? You were about what?
Last
About
time.
few weeks ago.
When you got shotted on with him,
Oh, yeah, that's.
me too. Are you
Yeah.
doing alright tonight?
Yeah, honestly, I'm fine. I wouldn't be coming back out here. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm
Can you remember when I was on?
yeah,
When you called a pedo?
yeah.
I was on after that.
All right.
you doing all right tonight, though?
yeah. Honestly, listen. By the 20th time I get caught, I'm completely indifferent to it because if it's not true, why should it bother us?
Yeah,
It's just how it is.
Well, people here shouldn't be calling you that.
Yeah, of course. And that's.
I was on his last one on YouTube.
Wait, where's Chris?
At the end of the day, Murray, you shouldn't be called nout.
Yeah, and besides, the onus again is them to face the consequences because it's caught on camera. That's not my problem
They're
anymore.
monks to do that to you.
Yeah, of course, and it catches up to them very
You're
quickly.
innocent.
Yeah,
Obviously, if someone didn't want to record you, you won't record them.
yeah, of course. We're in
I didn't
public.
record it.
We're in public. It's a public place. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm only joking with you. But
Yeah,
at the end of the day, if people are calling your names and that, it's just not on. I tell you.
it's not on, is it?
I watched the video back.
Yeah.
You know when you watch videos of yourself,
Oh yeah, all the time.
and you going, whoa, what the fuck? I'm acting like a cunt because I was more drunk than I was now back then. Back then, but 2 minutes. But obviously, you had it.
Oh, don't worry, Ryan. You say your piece. You stand your ground, brother.
But all I'm saying is, and in Newcastle, there shouldn't be monks.
Anyway, yeah, I'll do. Nice to meet you, Ryan. Anyway, see you later, brothers. See you later. Well, still, anyway, what a nice young man he was, and what can I say? These people know, and that's the very reassuring thing is that they know fine well that when, of course, someone's bullying, because it's tantamount to bullying and stuff like that. And I don't know if you've noticed, but anywhere in the world, people do not like bullies. And, ooh, dear me. Oh, we're in public, you know what I mean? See, almost immediately, he immediately starts us on that. He was willing to dance, and I'm gonna assume he was joking and stuff like that, but well, he did sound like he was joking, and it's funny how they immediately, they didn't consent after the fact, but it is how it is. But what can I say? I don't play party to that sort of thing, and guess what? The result, again, the onus is on there, and again, you know what? They may not agree with it, but you know what? Just because you disagree with something does not automatically, make it bad. And because I don't go about, asking for skeletons in his closet. But again, the onus is on them, not me. I've done now wrong. I know I'm doing nothing wrong. Moving on, stuff like that. Hello. Right. Okay. Let's. And off we go again. Time of night. Hello. Just hello. Anyway, yeah, so take, again, you take it with a bit of salt, you don't cause bother to anyone. Hello. And just sort of, tell you what, let's head back up Big Market, let's do it that way. And everything's cool, and you know what, again, don't let stress fester. Hello. Oh, that was done very nice. He just flips the bird for no reason. What a rotten. That's just rude. That is, and I don't know about you guys, but what point is there in being rude? I mean, he doesn't know who I am, so what does he want to do that for? It's not the 1st time somebody's done that to me for any reason apart from they just want to be funny. But as I mentioned before, you know, proper thoroughbred Geordies around here, they didn't take kindly to that sort of thing because it just comes across as rude, and you know what, they think, well, why on earth would you say, you know, stuff like that? And acting they play with the big uns and all that by thinking they're like above the law and stuff like that. Honestly, it just doesn't wash. And again, the onus is on them to answer for what their problems are and all the other way. So let's get across the street. There we go. Anyway, at least Cozy Joe's is once again, the overspill was fantastic, busy night all round, and we moving on. Again, that's just sort of archetypal about what happens around here. You get people like Ryan who are dead canny, and guess what? They just sort of they get on with it, and they're dead polite, and they're fair and stuff like that. And fair isn't just a word that exists, by the way. And then you get them too, and again, you know what? They're just they can go spin as far as I'm concerned. Honestly, lock them all away, I say. By the time I come for power and stuff like that, the saying stuff like that is just, you know, it should be put into law that you should think before you speak. But again, only until I like come to power, I think a few heads would start to turn if that was the case. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's make our way towards the gate. Because funny enough, I need to go into the gate anyway. So let's go. So yeah, make our way to the other side of the street, and up we go. And as I mentioned time and time again, smile and wave. You don't come across as hostile. You be friendly with people, and you just get about your day. And at the end of the day, I'm doing now wrong. So what's the problem? If there's no problem, then guess what? People got no reason to be angry. It's also a point, and I'll turn the camera the other way for the second, is that you very, very rarely hear me swear when I'm doing these videos, and it's for the simple fact is that, you know what, you rise above it, and you didn't be like other people and stuff like that. So let's keep it going. Where's the, there we go. Again, you wait, and again, archetype of a Saturday night, you get people who behave themselves, you get people who are just going about their day and their business, you intercapture parts of the city, you enjoy yourselves, it's all well and good, so why should anyone bring down my mood and stuff like that? Oh well, it has what it is. You can't, again, you can't control these things, but what you can control, however, are your own actions. And there's no doubt, as I continue to do these, you'll start to notice a pattern of, guess what, I will keep saying these things over and over again because it bears repeating, because when the day comes, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but when the day comes, and guess what, you feel as if like you are above your station in terms of what you think you can and can't do, then that's when you know, things kick off, and that's when all of a sudden problems come about. And I'm not going to be the one who's on the receiving end of stuff like that. Hello. Anyway, let's keep it rolling, shall we? Past Rose and Crown, and on our way to the gate, and that's how it is. Oh, whoa, not that, it's not that kind of platform. Yeah, I was about to say, whoa, you want to be careful around that. They may do that in Sunderland, but certainly not around here. Anyway, let's keep it going. Hello. Hello. You see, what you didn't catch on, but what he just said, what the fuck are you doing? He thinks I didn't hear that, but oh dear, he did. And whilst we keep the camera on the other way, whilst there's a guy taking a piss in broad daylight, let's have a look at the road. Looks as like he's been there for a while.
What are you doing, you weirdo?
Says that again and stuff like that. Hello.
What's the camera for?
Doing like loads of videos for YouTube and stuff like that. Do you want to get on, brother?
Yeah, we'll all
just,
get on.
Just don't push us in the road, alright?
My name's Tommy Gunn. Hey, no swearing.
You can swear you like it all that.
My name's Tommy Gunn, I'm from Carlisle. Fuck Sunderland, the fucking divvies. I'm with the boys. The Newcastle, I'm with the lads. And we're on a fucking mountain. Come on, the boys.
Fuck 'em. True on. Anyway, off we go again. DM me. Hello again. See again, people count as weirdos and all that. When I bear in mind, there's people trying to have a piss in the street. Oh well, that's again, that's their problem, not mine. And guess what? Like I said, you know what? Rise above it, because it's not going to be the first or the last that I get caught stuff like that. And guess what? Am I bothered? Nah, I'm not bothered at all. They're just words, and you know what? Words can't hurt me. But let's keep it rolling. Anyway, it's just as well as that we're coming past the gate, because I do actually need to go into the gate for something, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. At least, you know, Canny Lad, Mayfair, all looks pretty busy, and hello. Anyway, yeah, like I said, all them lots, trust me, you're not going to get very far in life when you say stuff like that. And you know what, I will take it on the chin. Okay, so you joined me a couple of, about half an hour later, because, well, I sort of went, I just went to go chat with a few friends at a place indoors, so I just sort of, you want to get on, brother?
Well, aye.
Go on then.
Hello, mate.
Hello, how you doing, brother?
Good, mate. What are you filming for?
I'm doing YouTube and stuff like that. It's mostly just talking about, like, the nightlife here and...
Where are you from?
Ponteland.
Alright, so you're from here then?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
What's your YouTube channel?
Radio Reality 1.
Radio Reality Tom.
1.
Tom, nice to meet you.
Tom, nice to meet you.
This is Sophie.
Sophie, who?
She won't get in this.
Ah, don't. Oh, never mind.
Have a good one.
Have a good night, and there you are. Cheers. See you, Ruth. Thank you. Oh, she wasn't very happy at all, was she? Oh, no, very few of them seldom be, but let's get across the street and we'll just sort of take it from there. I don't know what's wrong with people immediately acting unfriendly, as though... I mean, you know, it's not illegal to be unfriendly, granted, but why is that the first response before anything else? And he almost immediately went with, oh, he's a YouTuber, as though there's something wrong with that. I don't understand. And to be honest, as this night is going on, you're starting to notice a bit of a pattern that I do often say, well, more often than not. Why are people just rude? And is that just the world we live in? Because there's no consequence to, there is no consequence whatsoever who face people who are rude to one another. Is that just the world we live in? Or is it something a little bit more insidious? I mean, then people, you know, raise the thing about consent and stuff like that, which if people, you know, ask, you know, if people are fair and reasonable, guess what? More often than not, I will comply and stuff like that. But if people are like demanding and extremely aggressive, or in any other way hostile, then no, I don't have to. You know, camera will stay on, and that's just how it is. Anyway, moving on. Well, here we go again. In typical fashion, we end up straight back at Gray's Monument. And to be fair, the scene, certainly around tonight, seems fairly vibrant and busy. And it does seem as if, like, more people are coming out of places, nightlife goes on, and what can I say? It's hello. Unsubscribe. Thank you. She says she will. She probably won't, but she will do in time. At any rate, yeah, if there's one thing I think one thing I actually do appreciate about how the way the night's gone so far is the fact that in a sort of roundabout way, it's given me a little bit more insight into terms of explaining via these sorts of incidents when people do sprout out and come out of nowhere and saying I'm this, that and the other, things that aren't true. And you can see the way people like react and stuff like that, which is not exactly unbecoming conduct. But what I will say is that, well, guess what? That's just how it's going to be, and if people want to act like that, then guess what? It is how it is. Hello. Hello. Well, at least one of them was wanted to actually wave at me. The other one just sort of... The camera wasn't even on them anyway, so... mind you, that's the other little bonus sometimes whenever I do have like the camera on me, is that it gives credence to the idea that, guess what? In the sight of one of these things, people automatically form opinions that are based on nothing, and guess what? I get to relay exactly what happens to you guys watching at home. Because sometimes, again, I don't capture everything that goes on, and sometimes, although not all the time, people think that they have it right when they say that they can say just about whatever they want about me, and feel as if like it's their God-given right to not only say it, but to pretend that they are somehow above the law and are free from any sort of sin or consequence from doing it. Unfortunately, as I've perturbed to make well known throughout these videos, is that an inconvenient truth about life is that nobody is below and nobody is above the law. The law has got to be fair with everybody, and it doesn't seem to... Well, here's the thing. The justice system, more than anything, is what people should be worried about. Or maybe not even the law or even the justice system, but the system in place in which people have the ability and the authority to sentence those for very serious cases. The sort of things that can determine life or death, guilty or innocent, freed or to be imprisoned. It's when you put that level of power and authority into stuff like that, and usually the people who scream, kick off, who call me every name under the sun, somehow think they're diplomatically and morally removed from such conversation, because in their mind they are correct automatically without any prior information or context, and therefore they can be removed from any symptom of criticism or judgment, and that's kind of their story. I know people think this, and you know what? I don't just think this, I see this in action. I see this in action almost every Saturday night for the last 6 or so weeks. This happens, and this will continue to happen until people find out one way or another that, guess what, with actual context applied to some of these, guess what, there's an awful lot of good that can come out of these sorts of videos. But what people don't seem to understand is that, guess what, people are not very good at the thought of, you know, understanding the benefits. Instead, their first response is, well, violence and, like I said, doing anything that would make them, in their mind, diplomatically immune, because they are automatically correct in any particular circumstance or context. It's a devastating false belief, ladies and gentlemen, because, again, more often than not, people will find out all too often, and in too many cases, when it's far too late, that they will face consequences of some description or another. Hello. But what people don't seem to understand is exactly what's wrong. The camera's on me, brother. Oh well, I told him there's not much he could do about that. I told him everything he needs to know, so therefore he can't have any more cause of concern. So that's just sort of how it is. But anyway, as the night unfolds for about the next hour and a half, I want to make it, maybe a little bit less or maybe a bit more than that. Hopefully we'll get more of this thing down, because to be honest, I wouldn't even feel mad whatsoever if all of a sudden more people called me this sort of stuff. Not for any like masochistic sort of reason, but merely for the pretense that, guess what, people who don't understand the law will get absolutely everything they ask for and stuff like that. And guess what, I hope that day comes, because guess what, if your first response is that, and besides, people do this sort of thing around the country anyway, and guess what, people respond to them differently, I suppose, but more. But at the end of the day, it's not illegal what I do. I'm not worried, and I'm not worried about what people say, because guess what? They can do that any way they want. People who know, and believe you me, if tonight's also served its purpose, there are plenty of people who do know, and but just as many people who don't. But guess what? I know that's the case right there, and might want to keep this on. Things are about to get spicy and stuff like that. Oh well. Hello again. No, my mistake. And again, besides, I'm friendly with people anyway. I don't understand why people have like there's no concept of just being friendly with people around here. And I don't know if it's just the night time or stuff like that. But I'll tell you what. Let's get back down Big Market. Let's have a bit of a whirl, shall we? And back round Big Market we go. And well, at least our friends, the community support, once you sort of like step over like the minefield of like ruined food and cigarette ends and stuff like that, night is starting to commence rather nicely around here. And that's there we go. So whilst we're back here, and it's a good thing, and yeah, again, I'm not even worried about, you know, whether or not there are police here or not, because again, if anything, they're more for their protection than for me. So I don't really know what people have got to have take an issue with. And I know, again, I stand by my word and stuff like that, where I said I could have the camera facing the other way, but more often than not, because, you know, it's not even the thought of like treading on people's toes is what the issue is, but it's rather just the perception of just such things. And you can't take you got to be fair and consistent. And to be fair, you know what, if you do nothing wrong, then again, what's the crime and stuff like that. And it's always handy to have these things on record in moments like these, because guess what, you roll back the footage and I'll say, you know what, I'll show them that, and I'd say the evidence seems pretty definitive. Because again, whilst my content largely goes with not too much editing going into it, you know, because that's, I think, in my world, that's called being rather economical with the truth. And the problem is that when you're unethical, economical with the truth, it means that they don't see everything that goes on. So I hope that clears the air and gives a little bit of understanding as to why these sorts of things happen, and I can take refuge and a little bit of customary dignity in this fact that, guess what, it is how it is. And again, more often than not, everybody's very friendly. I get along with people. It's when people automatically they think themselves above their station and they can just about say and get away with whatever they like. Guess what? I won't be privy to stuff like that, and that's usually when shit rockets fanwards. It doesn't always happen in these cases, but still, at least I have the measure of just about saying, guess what? If people got a problem with it, guess what? We'll talk it over with the police. They're right here. I've got no issue with that whatsoever. We'll do it that way, because guess what? When that happens, and you can be fair and stuff like that, then that's how it is. Hello. He says stop it.
How big's your SIM card?
Just a boot. Well, you see, that's a guy who knows. Maybe he has the accent. It's also called an SD card, but oh well, that's how it is. I do mind you, again, take examples like that. People get along, people are friendly, it all goes according to plan. And as I mentioned before, usually when these sorts of things do happen, you do kind of stand out a little bit. Hello. You do stand out a bit, and it's not so much of an issue, but it's again, you've just sort of got to be on your not so much on your guard, but it's just a way of things. I'll tell you what, let's pass the it looks like spilled coffee and stuff like that, but let's take a little bit of a move further down and stuff like that. Let's give it a bit of a whirl, shall we, about what goes on. dear. That's interesting point of contention. Anyway, but anyway, as I was trying to allude to before, guess what? It's tonight, insofar as things are going, I think things are going according to plan. When you know, people ask what it's about and stuff like that, and you tell them that's how it is. It's and also I'm not here to pick fights and stuff like that, because if people really wanted to know, then guess what? They should come up to me, they should ask what the channel is, they see some of my stuff, and then they kind of know immediately. Because when you do stuff that has like ulterior motives, guess what? It shines through. People are not very good at hiding ulterior motives. I've seen this happen up too many times. Oh dear. Do you just want to get on, sister?
Hello. Hen party. Elia's wedding. Hen party. I'm made of honor.
Going well so far?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Enjoy your night, ladies.
Thanking you.
Just let's. There we go. Thanks for that. Have a good night again. See, that's how it is, and I like the fact that literally one of them almost immediately was about to flip me the bird, and then they, you know, they found out, you know, leave him alone. He's doing a blog and stuff like that, and you see, again, that's just that's the perfect dichotomy of how these sorts of things happen. People who do stuff like that and then will immediately complain to me over TikTok about remove this now, etc. And no, they don't, because I'm trying to be a little bit more like reserved when it comes to when people immediately ask me to take stuff down, because guess what? And I've said this once, I'll say it many times going forward. You can be fair and reasonable and stuff like that under the circumstances. You could do that, and you could do whatever you like. But I'll tell you, whatever you do, it will stay up. Yeah, it would be a little bit of a... it will be a bit of a rough and ready... oh dear, death to the world. Oh well, it is how it is. Hello.
Hi, are you okay?
Yeah, why, what's up?
I was just asking.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah, no, I'm super. Anyway, yeah, super. Thank you for asking anyway. Do you want to get on, sister?
Where's this going?
YouTube, TikTok, and do you want to get on, sister? There we go. Have a good night anyway. Mind you, with that being said, I'm not exactly immune from being a disaster myself when, oh, what's the word? My response to somebody asking if I was okay was, you know, I immediately thought to be reserved and a little bit suspicious. But no, but like I said, yeah, sometimes it happens, but you know what, you know, you roll with it, and it's good to know there are no hard... I don't like the idea of there being hard feelings with other people. You want to leave on the best sort of note possible, and whilst I will admit I have run into people in the past who would do anything but take a level of more high ground, I know better to guess what? I heard stabbed get mentioned. I have no idea what's going on. Hello. It sounds like it's someone's kicking off, but I have no idea where it's coming from and stuff like that. Oh well, that's how it is. I was going to say maybe that's just what happens at Pop World, but then again I have no idea what goes on in Pop World, so maybe it's true and stuff like that. Hello. And as I mentioned before, you know what, trying to, you know, say, trying to say hello and stuff like that. Believe you me, stuff like that is enough to get people to kick off, and yet it's another hen do, and you can sort of make out hangers on, so to speak, trying to like crowd round to the back and try to, you know, flog via a little bag, hats with strobes on them, roses, stuff like that. Yeah, as I mentioned many times before, guess what? Sister Act is not off changed. Anyway, that's because what can I say? It's mind you, I haven't seen Sister Act in ages, so maybe it's a pretty fun time and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're looking my way and stuff like that. Hello. I try my best not to like look over my shoulder when I do these sorts of things. However, Well, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But oh well, it is how it is. So tell you what, let's go around club it again. Let's take a little trip. Anyway, things seem to be going according to plan. Oh, there's our friend with the accordion, who's just come onto the scene. Yeah, just remember to like gan steady and stuff like that, because as I mentioned before, in just a short time things could go from things could go from, you know, according to plan and stuff like that, and in a blink of an eye things can go sour very, very quickly. But more often than not, see, my friend here knows, and guess what? It is how it is. So let's keep going. By the way, let's keep it rolling. And nice smile and wave. You just get on with it, and you don't cause bother, don't cause grief, and everything will be all right. And at least more often than not, people can actually get into Cozy Joe's this time instead of just like squirming at the door. Anyway, let's other side of the street, and let's keep going. Hello. Just trying to wait to like relax my wrist and stuff like that while carrying it. Nice and busy and stuff like that. Hello. Oh, hello again. Sorry about that. Funny how that works. Anyway, enjoy your night again. Hello.
Where's this going?
Like YouTube, TikTok, stuff like that. Raging Reality TT.
What?
Raging Reality TT. I'll get on for you, sister. Don't worry.
What's going on here?
We don't know. We just. Do you want to?
TikTok? Why is it big? Why is it coming out?
Okay. I'll have that. Raging Reality TT. Cheers for that, sister.
Please come and don't leave him hanging.
Oh,
Don't leave him hanging.
sister. Hey. Yeah, that's you never know. Well, it's funny how that sort of thing happens, and let's keep it rolling, shall we?
No, your videos all the shit around Newcastle.
It's not always shit, to be honest. It's just it's mostly good stuff, to be honest. But
Normally Shields Road.
Shields Road, I heard's a great time. Mind you, to be honest, I actually quite like Shields Road. With that being said, my first time I ever did stuff really on Shields Road. It's not really a part of the city I would like go to. However, what I did find is that, oh god, it must have been like about July 7th, 2019. I was minding my own business in the middle of the street, and hello. So, I was enjoying my time, enjoying my business, just getting on with it as you will. Some homeless guy and his missus, hello, immediately calling me every other name under the sun, and new club space they call it. Don't know what's so club or space about it, or what's even new about it, because it doesn't even seem to be open. It doesn't seem to be open on most days, to be honest. And anyway, what I was trying to say about when I was on Shields Road, hello, God, what was I meant about Shields Road? Oh yeah, homeless guy, missus, calls me every other name under the sun. But the thing that really pissed me off during that whole exchange was that somebody, I won't Say who? Well, it was the guy, by the way. He immediately brings my mom into it. Now, I would say, just like as I was 7 years ago, I like to consider myself pretty hardened to things that go on. People will say anything they want, and you know what? They can say anything they want about me, and you know what? That's fair enough. But don't, bring my family into it. Don't bring people into it who can't defend themselves. Hello. That's just no idea. Hello. Yo, you want to go, brother?
Yeah, go on, love.
What's that for?
So what's this for? What is this for?
No.
What do you mean no?
No, I wasn't
Why
following.
should you walk down? Why should you walk down that street following these two girls?
No, I wasn't. Besides, I've got to walk down anyway because I had to go back up Big Market.
So, why was the camera at the girls? That's what I'm asking.
I'm going to leave that.
It's just because there was people coming up and they wanted to say hello to us and stuff like that, and they wanted to get on, so I turned the camera
So
that way.
you were walking on your own,
Yeah.
holding the camera
Yeah.
towards two girls.
Well, I wasn't walking towards them or anything like that. It's just
You were
happened to
walking
be in
behind them,
Yeah.
but the camera was pointing at them.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
Why?
That's not following them or anything like that. It's.
But you were clearly filming.
I was talking into the camera and stuff like that, and the camera, so most often than not, has to be faced on me because that's the way the battery goes and stuff like that.
You
So
were
it doesn't.
clearly filming the women.
I was not. Yeah, but that's not. I didn't do anything hot. It wasn't creepy or anything like that.
Filming them without their knowledge is illegal.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I wasn't.
It's illegal. It's a crime.
No, it isn't. We're in a public place, and I wasn't doing it to do anything malicious. You know what I mean?
You were filming them though.
Well, if there was,
You were filming them.
If it was on the camera, then yeah. But
So
that
you
doesn't mean
were walking down filming them.
I wasn't
That's
filming
a crime,
them.
pal.
I was not filming. That's called stalking. I wasn't stalking them.
It's still a crime.
Yeah, but I wasn't
Filming
stalking
them without their knowledge is a crime. Why were you doing that?
I do videos where I talk about nightlife here in the northeast, and I talk into the camera, and sometimes people come up and talk to us and stuff like that. I don't force myself onto other people, if that's what you're getting at. That's not what the case
So
is.
what it looked like to me
Yeah.
is you had your camera pointing at two women who had no knowledge that they were on camera.
Well, that happens anyway, because if I'm walking down and people are walking the other, they don't have any knowledge either. That doesn't mean, I'm doing that without there.
But you were very clearly following them.
I wasn't.
There was
following-
nobody else around. You walked
Well,
down
if the street was empty and stuff
the street
like that,
was
it was
empty
like,
with two other women and you were clearly following them down.
but I wasn't following them. I was
You were
walking
clearly
down the street.
following down the street with a camera pointed at them. Very clearly.
Well, the camera's on me. You know what I mean? That's
Has the camera been on you the whole time?
yeah.
Then
Yeah,
then I apologise. It looks like you were filming two
brother,
women.
I understand that. It is a bit weird, but that is absolutely not what I do. I will defend that absolutely. I apologise if it seems like things are
That's
wrong.
what it appeared to me, was you were filming.
Yeah, but don't worry, brother. Everything is going to be fine.
If
If
it
you
was on
want,
you-
if you don't want this on, I will get rid of it. Don't worry, brother. I will not imply you whatsoever. If it was a misunderstanding, yes, absolutely. We'll shake hands on it
Yeah,
and we'll
if
make
it was
way.
a misunderstanding, fine.
Yeah, I'm
You're on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube. I do TikTok and stuff like
What's
that as well.
YouTube?
Raging Reality 1.
Virgin Reality one.
Yeah, I apologise again. It was a misunderstanding.
I
Anything
apologise
you
for
want to
being
say?
aggressive. It just looked like you were filming two women without their knowledge.
Yeah, don't worry about that, brother. It's all right. Yeah, enjoy your night anyway. Hope this hasn't ruined anything and stuff like that. Yeah, there we go. See, there we go. And just like that, the night is saved. And through my powers of diplomacy, it seems as if the night is back on track. Now, again, that's the sort of thing that does happen because. Well, of course, it's not illegal, and I know some people may get the impression that that's what happened, and guess what? The impression is that it happened, but that's inadvertently and stuff like that. And besides, a lot of other people on camera as well, and guess what? They don't seem to realise what's going on. That doesn't mean, anything wrong's going on, so that's how it is. Hello. But yeah, I know immediately why people will think that this is the case, but guess what? It's a good thing we managed to get that all sorted out, and that's just how it is. I didn't even try to pull out immediately the card of, if he thinks there was anything wrong doing and I'm banged to rights, then guess what? We'll go to the police and we'll get it sorted out. It didn't work out like that, but you know what? We managed to get it sorted out. And again, the fact that I did ask him at the end of all that, and again, I know how people will immediately think that, but as I said before, I'm not doing anything wrong, so why have I got to be worried? I explained to him, and that's it. We shook hands and we made peace. That's how it is. And yeah, and to be honest, I'm glad, in a strange roundabout way, I'm glad stuff like that happens, because whilst people will think this sort of thing happens. Hello. I'm afraid I don't. Sorry, love. Again, I know people think this is what happens, but guess what? We just explain to it. We do what we can, and there we are. Lessons learned, and we continue as before. Oh well, it is how it is. So moving on. Right, okay, so you rejoin me back down at Big Market, and I'm kind of half worried about what else I was going to do, because it's been to be honest, it's been an eventful night. But to be honest, and I will say this absolutely on camera right now to the guy we were just talking to. I hope there were no hard feelings and all that, and I'll give credit to you for actually where we shook on it. We understood what was going on, and I'm glad that's how it was. But there you are. That's how it is. And you know what? We all. It was just a misunderstanding and stuff like that. And I'm glad as time has gone on. Do you want to get on, sister?
Hi! Are you vlogging?
Yeah, I do like stuff for like YouTube, TikTok.
Oh, hi YouTube! Hi TikTok!
Wait, what's your YouTube channel?
Raging Reality 1.
We're all in
Where's Shaggy?
Shaggy's not here tonight. He's friending Daphne.
Raging Reality 1.
Reggie Reality 1.
This will probably get up by about 7, stuff like that.
Josh! Shaggy!
Are you going to interview him?
Yeah, if he wants me to, yeah, go right ahead. Oh, no, there he is.
You have to Shaggy! Shaggy! Shaggy, come here! You have to
We've got a
Shaggy!
YouTube channel. Reality 1.
What's the YouTube?
Shaggy! That's Fred anyway, that's not Shaggy. Ah, dear. I think it's coffee anyway, it's not... Yeah, I've no idea what that is. That was not me, by the way. Maybe that's what Scooby did or something like that.
What is it?
Raging Reality 1.
Raging Reality 1.
Do you want me to type it in for you and stuff
Yes,
like that?
please.
Just, I'll turn this off for a second. And then somebody immediately asked whether I was with the CID. I don't think... We'll never know. Anyway, so yeah, somebody immediately accuses me of being a part of the CID, but again, I don't think CID can afford jackets like mine. And I think having an open say Nirvana and stuff like that, I think it looks a little bit too specific. But that's how it is. And well, hopefully things go according to plan. And you know what? I think that's enough escapades for one night. I think we've covered just about what we needed to. We've had some fun, we've made some new friends along the way, and let's not forget what's most important. So, I think I'll cover that. I think we'll leave it for now, and I'll see all of you guys again next time. Thank you.